Welcome back, everybody, to another fantastic episode of I'm Gonna Talk and You're Gonna Listen. This is episode I don't know of the bunkercodes podcast, and it's episode 12, maybe. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. This episode's filmed in front of a live studio audience, and all of you out there that have stuff to give and can safely give, and strengthening your local units, now is the time, because even though they're saying, oh, it's going to be a teeny tiny recession and the Fed is going to only raise things, teeny. Hey, welcome in the chat. This is my podcast. If you listen to podcasts, then you've found to the right place. Yep. And my co-host is enjoying the afternoon sun, and it's a nice sunny day. We had rain, we had torrential downpours, we had mudslides, we had snow, we had hail. It's April, which means the weather just throws everything at you at once before it finally resigns to having a summer. So I know I'm all over the place. I have an agenda. I mean, I have some things to talk about, I promise. So first of all, if you're one of the people who bought one or more of my Bunker Codes hardbounds, then I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed that a lot. I worked really super hard on that. I have a more advanced mini version, but there's no ETA on it. I'm just getting some house cleaning done, then we'll jump into the topics. There's no ETA on it. It's months away, but it's going to be teeny tiny. It's not going to be expensive like the others. So if you have any little mini Bunker Codes topics that I didn't cover in the paperback or the hardbound, I'll cover it in this more advanced one. In hindsight, I should have just done a 2.0 much earlier, but it was a matter of trying to decide if it seemed like something that kind of like fit with all the topics that should go in one book for all of the people who bought it. Thank you for all the donos in chat. Welcome all of you. If you have any Bunker Codes podcast questions, just throw them there in the chat. So yeah, some of the things seem like they went in there, and some of them don't seem like they go in there, but the things that seemed like extras went in the hardbound. I don't know. Kitty. So the topics. Oh yeah, don't forget I have a buy me a coffee page. I'd more prefer the donations there than here. Remember, I only get to cash this out like once a year or something with how slow the donations are. Whereas the coffee page, you get way more cool stuff. So, and I'm trying to keep the short stories there and more topics there, more content, more fun stuff. And there's already like a year of unpublished short stories on the coffee page for 10 a month. You can read them all. Okay, so to the topics. First thing, predictions. I feel like I need to reiterate this. I think that a lot of people are worried about missile strikes and invasions and nukes and stuff. My predictions are still cyber attacks taking the grid down, and lots of civil unrest. I think I used to think it was like civil unrest from like large civilian organizations, which I don't know. Like right now it's just super heavily armed gangs. But homeless, like druggy, fentanyl population stuff. All that. And then they're saying with with inflation and interest rates and stuff that, some food is going down a teeny tiny bit. Some food's going up. I think the thing to remember is, like, during the summer, food always goes down a teeny tiny bit. It's kind of like a little bit of a false reset, a little bit of a false reprieve. In my opinion, summer is the best time to be stocking up on food, which I know isn't very sexy or fun. Usually you're not in the mood to do it because you finally get a reprieve. But it's going to be the same thing that happens with crypto and the same thing that happens with stocks. When the stocks are like really low, when crypto's really low, it's not very fun and exciting in ammo. It's not very fun or exciting to accumulate it. It doesn't give you that buzz, that endorphin rush, to buy Litecoin when it's at $45. It's more of like, if you're a procrastinator especially, or if you like watching the gains, it's more fun to buy it as it's going up. I get that. But like, usually, and I think, food is the prime example of that. You're so exhausted from buying food when it's really expensive that when food goes down, you really don't feel like buying it. But just like crypto, ammo, stocks, whatever, buying a car when they're affordable, usually don't need it. Usually don't need food when it's more affordable because it's more affordable. Usually don't need ammo when it's more affordable because it's more affordable. Like, usually don't need crypto when it's more affordable, right? But like, kitty. Usually don't need cat food when there's a bunch of cat food on the shelf at the store. Like, you start needing it when the cat food, it just is like out, You need ammo all of a sudden when ammo is like doubled or tripled. And there is damn near a complete and total gun ban that seems like it's going to happen any day now in the Pacific Northwest. And you go your whole life thinking, oh, I want this gun someday. Chat says, I don't think the prices are going to drop much this summer. Yeah. Well, I think some of the crops still got hit pretty hard and probably aren't going to drop at all. And some may even go up, but some might go down a little bit, which, yeah, I think that still psychologically causes people to relax a teeny tiny bit. But this summer, I would be prepping food, even though it's not going to give you that endorphin rush. But even if it doesn't go down much this summer, it's going to go up more in the winter. So if it doesn't go down much this summer, that means it's going to be even higher this winter, which is going to be ridiculous. Get used to growing your own food, at least some of it. Yeah. And a lot of people that I've seen slacking for a very, very long time are finally starting to get serious about gardens. It's not too late. I just think it's too late for me because I've been trying to get gardens growing for years and couldn't get anybody to do it because it wasn't the sexy cool thing at the time. And now that it's the sexy cool thing, it's like, well, I'm kind of burnt out from it. I don't feel like helping other people with gardens anymore. I've been trying to help people garden for years, and nobody would listen to me, and nobody gave a shit because it's not the cool, sexy thing. Now it's the cool, sexy thing, and I don't feel like helping other people with gardens anymore, quite frankly. I'm ready to start my own garden somewhere, somehow. Miracle providing. Because I've spent like 3-4 years, longer than that, trying to coax people into literally start anything. And now all of a sudden everybody wants to, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I want to start my own. Like, I might not be able to. Well, I have to have a house. I have to have a house first to start my garden. I'm happy everyone else is starting theirs. I just don't feel like helping them with them anymore. It's very frustrating to me. They like to say, oh, dirt's free, oh, manure's free. It's like, well, if dirt and manure's free, then go get it. What are you talking to me for? Why are you on the phone with me? If dirt and manure is free, just go get it. And the answer is, I think it's just a little people are being a little hyperbolic. They act like everything is easy to get because that's what they're pre-programmed to say, and it's not really true. If there's programs to go get dirt and to go get manure, and it's all free, then everybody would just load up on it, and they don't. So it also seems like there's a lot of people that apparently they don't have lives and they don't have jobs, so they can work on this stuff. Well, they should have been screaming at everybody years ago to do this, because much like some of you in chat, I've been yelling at people for years to do this, and it just seemed like it was falling on deaf ears, or people would do it a little bit, but they weren't taking it nearly seriously enough, despite food prices like doubling or tripling. And now it's like, oh, it's like, well, that's great. You guys go do that. Like, if I still have to earn brownie points with everybody after so long, then that's stupid. Like, I've been trying to do this all along. And it's weird to think about it. Like, my dad, had this giant yard when I was a kid. And he rotated through the crops. And we tried to help him as much as we could, but I was super young, and my brother was even younger. Like, we can't tend, I don't know, I was like 8, 9, 10, something like that. Like, I can't tend to this giant yard full of food. Like, I can go pick some strawberries, I can weed for a little bit, but like, I can't do that all day. Not when I used to have like super bad migraines and stuff. Like, I didn't have like the wherewithal that I have now to like, wear like a boonie hat and have a big bottle of water, like wear like some sunglasses so the sun doesn't bug my eyes and stuff. Like, and they don't have like a lot of the nice clothes that you can wear now to keep the sun off your skin. Chat says, my mom used to tell us, if God helps those that help themselves, so I help myself and others who help us. Exactly. I rent, so digging up the yard's a no. You could use some buckets. Yeah. And there's different buckets, and there's different kinds of bins and stuff. There's just so many cool things you can do. There's so many cool things you can do. The one thing about like buckets, though, I want to say, like, when COVID hit, those 5-gallon buckets were unobtainium, and so Southern Prepper One and some others say, the difference between like hoarding and non-hoarding, and is like whether or not you can actually find everything that you've bought, and if it's all sorted and organized, and if you bought it or acquired it when it was readily available for everybody else. And I would say that 5-gallon buckets, if they're readily available and affordable, get them, because you can grow in 5-gallon buckets all day. And then if somebody does have free dirt, you can go pick up the free dirt. or whatever, free manure. So moving dirt around is a bitch, though, I will say. That's the only problem. It's heavy as hell. Yeah, Rubbermaid storage tubs. The only problem is like those things will those things will fall apart on you. If I was going to use Rubbermaid tubs, I would try to find something to wrap around them to have them keep their shape. Because those things are not built to last shape-wise. So, yeah, definitely garden this year. Definitely come up with some kind of manure is heavy and smelly. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I like composting. Composting's a lot of fun. Yep, and if you have something with wheels, that's really helpful. But unfortunately, so that kind of gets into like topic number 2, which is like houses. Houses are still going up in price. There's some like lower houses for sale, but they sell almost immediately. Which is really sad. And by almost immediately, I mean like within 24 hours. So getting a house, I think, is out of the question. You got to just find buddies to live with, which kind of makes it hard to move out, unless there's like a miracle. Yeah, you can grow in those kid swimming pools. You can grow plants in those. They also sell, well, at least they used to sell like pretty robust gardening things that actually just look like the kid swimming pools. So yeah, if you can't find the proper different kinds of garden ones, you can use swimming pools too, although those will fall apart. So if you can get the proper ones at the home stores, get those. So yeah, homes are crazy expensive right now. I think it's not for lack of availability. I think the banks are sitting on them because suspiciously, like every single house is over 500,000 right now, which tells me that the bank is sitting on them exactly like they did in 2008, and they create this artificial ceiling to make it look like tons of houses are available, but really house selling is way down. I wouldn't say it'd be a mistake to buy right now. If you can find what you want. But what's the YouTuber? Is it Sensible City Prepper, Sensible Prepper, one of those? He says like this is one of those like tumultuous times where you're gonna be kind of freaked out into making a decision, but it's important to not make life-changing decisions when things are like really sketchy when they are now. That being said, like if we could find a decent house with a yard, proper land, that would still be a good investment. But if it's like a piece of shit house that needs like tons of repairs, this would be like the worst. With like no property on it, this would be like the worst time in the world to go over that. You could get a mansion here for 500. Yeah, so here what would have constituted like a large house in the crash. So, a normal sized house is like 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet or whatever. That's like a normal sized house. I'm not talking about like the pre-built double wides. I mean like, a Mc house, So what would have constituted a big house here, which is like a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, that those houses are like between 500 and 700. Proper like not even like mansion, but like what we would call like a McMansion. Anything bigger than like a 5-bedroom, those are like $1 million. And anything, I would say like 7-bedroom and up. And I don't mean like it's 5 bedrooms because they converted the garage. I'm talking about like, you know, a 5-bedroom with like a 3-car garage, you know. That would be like 600-700. And you know, like a McMansion that's just a giant block that's, you know, 5, 6, 7 rooms, 3, 4 baths. Those are like $1 million. And then like a mansion with any semblance of a property is like 2 to 3 million. No, 2 to 5 million for like a mansion on a property here. 2 to 5 million now, which is just insane. Nobody's buying those either. They're just sitting there because it's like the illusion that houses are for sale, but in reality, nobody's buying a $2.5 million house right now. So, it's like the illusion that things are working, and so that's kind of what I want to talk about. Everything's an illusion right now. Most of the job postings are fake. Those aren't real jobs. I think that people have also employed a lot of people that aren't doing anything. They're just kind of like, so you have like the ghost job postings, but then you have a lot of like ghost employees now, where they're employees sitting not doing anything. And what I read is a lot of them are HR staff and like recruiters that are expecting things to like really turn around, and so they're holding on to them. But I think like the tech layoffs have only just started. And yes, people get laid off from the tech jobs and they immediately go to another tech job. But unless they have like projects, you know, a lot of projects are going to start getting canceled or postponed as everyone starts holding on to them purse strings. And I'm already hearing of a lot of projects being canceled, crashed, postponed. And every time that happens, more PMs get laid off. More IT folks get laid off every time. I've worked at places where just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Hey, how's it going? I've seen places where just hundreds of people have gotten laid off because they decide to hold on to their money instead of keeping projects going. That was in the last crash. Chat says, I think most of the new jobs are in the service industry, poor man's wages. That's part of it. But it's also part-time. And so they go, oh, actually unemployment's up right now, which is weird. I don't know why they say like, unemployment's up, but it's okay because there's a lot of jobs. But then they'll go, unemployment's down and there's more jobs, but unemployment's down because everybody's taking part-time stuff. This is the same thing that happened in 08 and in 2013. This is like textbook. Every single thing except for crypto. Every single other thing that happened in the 08 crash and it happened in the 2013 crash is happening now. The fake job postings, people at work not doing anything, tons and tons of part-time stuff. So ow. My co-host is clawing my arm. What's really scary though, it's relatively in air quotes okay that there's a lot of service industry jobs right now, because that means that the economy can support that, which isn't amazing. And living wage. But hey, how's it going? Ow! My co-host is clawing my arm. I don't know why. We're doing the podcast, co-host. Come on. Be thankful that those service industry jobs are there, because for for those of you peoples that don't remember the 2013-2014 crash, there were no service industry jobs. None. There were no anything jobs. There were no tech jobs. There were no service industry jobs. There were no nothing jobs. Unless you wanted to work at the ports, maybe. But like, I didn't want to like pack fish. For some reason I remember that being well, you know, you can go work at the fish packing plant with everybody else. I'm like, somehow I don't think so. I remember applying it like sometimes for like 5, 10 things a week, every single thing I could find. And sometimes I was even interviewing like 2 or 3 times a week. But like, even many times where they had said I had got the job, like it never materialized into an actual job. It was, I think I heard something like there was like 100 people applying for like every single job in the 2020 like 14 crash. Ow. Why are we clawing me today, Mr. Happy Kitty Cat? So be happy for those service jobs. That's how people are gonna just barely claw through and survive. Are they living wage? No. But do people also need iPhones? No. Do you need coffee every day? No. Like at the frickin' coffee store? Do you need your $8 coffee every day and your $1,300 frickin' cell phone and all that shit? No. So like a lot of those, I can't stand a lot of that stuff. So fake job postings, people at work not doing anything. The layoffs are going to be massive. Then the housing market, I don't know, but here's the problem still. I'm still like really torn on if the housing market's going to crash, because the BlackRocks and Vanguards of the world have enough money to just buy every house in the United States if it crashes. And then everybody's like, well, what's Gilly Bates buying all of his property for? It's like, well, he's making, you know, all the fake meats and bug paste and stuff. So, you know, they've got their agenda, they've got their food stuff planned, you know. I would still like to believe that, you know, we still have one more reset left, because by all accounts, the powers that be don't have FedCoin ready to go yet. If FedCoin was ready, I would be super worried. But I don't think this is, I think this is like the last reset. But I don't think we're going to get FedCoin this reset. I think we're going to get FedCoin next reset. So I think that's like 5 years out. But here's the problem with all the anarcho-tyranny going on. You not only have like the homeless and drugs and gangs, and you don't have as much like orchestrated, organized civil unrest right now. But instead what you have is the gangs, the drug wars, cartels moving up, you know, homeless. But you also have the criminals, like absolute psychopaths, being let out. And that's a real concern. The streets aren't safe, and they want you to think they're safe, and if you don't think they're safe, then you're, you know, getting in the way of progress. And don't let other people tell you what is and isn't, safe for you. The other thing I want to point out, like I mentioned the gun bans in the Pacific Northwest early on, and banning, the sale, purchase of every single kind of assault weapon. They already did the mag ban, which nobody followed. Now they're trying to do the assault weapon ban. And they're going to go after the gun stores. Hi, you're going to keep calling me, huh? I think what's going to happen is they're going to ruin the gun stores. I would like to think that it's not going to go through. What is it? HB 1113. I might be getting that wrong. But the problem is like this has been the plan. People, just leave. Like only cowards are leaving. That's just the weakness leaving the system. People leaving. Because if they think this isn't coming to all 50 states, they're wrong. There was enough brainwashed people from California to flip every single state in the United States, which includes Texas and maybe not Florida, but or like Colorado and Tennessee, but like just about everywhere else there was enough people in California to flip it all. So they've flipped the entire Pacific Northwest almost. I'd say probably like 85% of the Pacific Northwest they flipped it. Leaving's not going to fix it though. Like they're going to flip the whole US. And so if you're leaving, or if you're in a rural area, or if you're in another part of the US, don't think you're insulated. You still need to be preparing just as much, if not more so, than the rest of us. So in fact, arguably small towns are more susceptible because you don't have as much infrastructure to deal with it, which means your communities have to be more tight-knit. So, yeah, I think that's kind of like my you have to be prepared for grid down too. You gotta have your food and you gotta be prepared for grid down, which means you gotta be prepared for winter, which means you gotta be splitting wood. Canning food and splitting wood, which means you need jars and lids. And even if you don't eat much now, when the shit hits the fan, you'll need a lot of calories because you'll be working a lot harder. You'll be either patrolling, or you'll be gardening, or you'll be, security patrols, recons, and security shifts and stuff. Like, you'll need your energy up to fight off invaders, and you'll be part of the garden by then. You'll be worm food. You need energy to fight off invaders, and I truly believe like a lot of people still do not have the mental fortitude to be able to take care of their subdivision or their town, because they're going to be worried about what people think. But I can tell you what, do you care more about being called racist, or do you care more about trying to get a cartel out of your town? Or do you have the wherewithal to talk to that cartel and see if they're ones that are for the people, or if they're going to be ones that are going to be harvesting the people like cattle? Because I was digging into some of the different like groups that come from Mexico, and not all of them are ultra violent towards their own people. And some of them just want to grow stuff and be left alone. And I remember like Colombia was like that too. They had groups that just wanted to grow stuff and be left alone. Till a lot of it got like weaponized for drugs, and then more violent cartels took it over. So community building, but keeping the bad guys out of your community takes a lot of patience. Dealing with screaming people on mopeds driving around your subdivision at all hours. They might drive you insane, but in the shit hits the fan, that could be the security patrol. You never know. Like, you have to be able to kind of compartmentalize and rationalize what's annoying because it's in peacetime, or what could be really useful. You gotta have big cojones to talk to the cartel. Not necessarily. You just gotta figure out whose side they're on. If you have MS-13 running around, you don't need to talk to them. you need to do something else. No, I don't think you have to have big cojones at all. I think you just have to nut up or shut up. Stop being bitch. And you have to decide whose territory is whose. It's all young males of military age. I know. You have to figure out why they're there. Are they there to start their own spot, or are they there to take over your spot? You have to be able to figure it out. So instead of worrying about movie references, though, like, listen to what I'm actually saying. This is real. It's not a movie. You have to be able to actually figure these things out. You have to be able to figure out which groups are going to be friendly groups, which ethnicities, which religions are going to be friendly or at least neutral, which ones you can work with and which ones you can't. And I saw a group that I didn't recognize before, and I looked him up, and I was a little freaked out at first. But then after I looked him up, I'm like, this group doesn't look like they prey on the locals. And then it gave me like a really big peace of mind. But we have MS-13 here too. Or at least we used to. I haven't seen him in a long time. So there's also gypsy jokers here, juggalos. This area is like a melting pot for identity groups. Hence my books. Hence my books revolving around this place being just a giant melting pot of different identity groups. You have to be able to figure out which are which. You have Chinese, Middle East, and Mexico, and South Americans, and Africans all coming over the border. And you have to figure it out. And if everybody's armed, everybody's polite. Amarillo. Yeah. They've made their way up here, and then they've started making their way into Canada too, which is just wild to think about. I mean, they're coming over in the hundreds and hundreds. I saw oh crap, I forgot where it was, in Texas. The same place it always is. Just more videos of just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. El Paso. Videos of just hundreds of people coming over. And yeah, I mean, if they want to bus them all to DC and New York, man, go ahead. Those places have money, and they have the capacity, they have the infrastructure, they have, literally like towers they could just house them all. Like, don't tell me New York can't house those people. They've got giant freaking skyscrapers. Like, how many of those are really full of people? The unknown virus of unexplainable origins made everybody go home. Like, they can't put them all in buildings. Anyway, So yeah, now's the time to keep your eyes and ears open. When you're out and about, and try to figure out which way your area is going. Is the grocery store getting robbed every 10 minutes, and are you going to lose your grocery store? Like, these are things like, is your parking lot even safe to go in and out of? Can you like not even park your car without it getting vandalized in the few minutes? Yeah. Yeah, first aid is another thing that's not sexy or cool. And then you realize even one wound, you realize how much first aid you go through if you on even like one wound. And then you realize you need like 10 times as much first aid. But if it's things like gauze and vet wrap, like if I was going to stock any first aid stuff, it would just be gauze and vet wrap. Gauze and vet wrap, you can like fix a lot of your wounds with that without burning through tons of your smaller stuff. And yeah, you still need like quick clot and like super glue and duct tape and staples. You still need all those medical things too, like triple antibiotic ointment, cortisone, shears, so you're not. I've talked about a lot of that before. But gauze and vet wrap, you can still buy fish mocks. Yeah, they keep changing. They keep changing how to get fish mocks over and over and over and over and over and over. I think, yeah, you need tourniquets too, and not cheap Chinese tourniquets. You need tourniquets with the actual metal windlasses. Aluminum windlasses. Don't get tourniquets with plastic windlasses. Those things really do break. It's just cheap, what is it, ABS or whatever. I've been in like just little training things, and I watched those things just like snap. In June you can't. I think, yeah, Israeli bandages are good too. They're just expensive. That's why, like, if you can get vet wrap and gauze, you can usually fix most things without needing an Israeli bandage or yeah, if you can't find gauze, get maxi pads and vet wrap. Excedrin. Yeah, I remember what I was going to say with the fish mocks. Like, the first place went out of business. And then there was like another place. They keep like changing the names of everything, and so people keep having to make like new matrices of like how to, how to like line up which antibiotics for like which correlation. The only thing is, like, if you don't know what you're doing with antibiotics, tampons for bullet wounds, yep, exactly. Which is a lot cheaper than frickin' Celox, I tell you that. But you should be stocked up on pads and tampons anyway. Just don't flush them down the toilet, because if you do that, you're an asshole. What was it like? I've heard so many like natural remedies for sealing up wounds. Was one of them like cayenne pepper can seal wounds up? Like, I don't remember. I don't think I put all of that in my bunker book. But if you don't have quick clot, there are natural clotting agents you can buy. Let's say it was like cayenne pepper. I don't know why I'm thinking that. I don't know why that one's coming to mind for some reason, but that's the one that's coming to mind. But do your own research. This isn't medical, dental, or religious advice. Did I get that right? Oh, no. Cayenne pepper's a blood thinner. So that would help you if you had a blood clot. No. I better pause this. I'm gonna irritate the shit out of everybody who's listening to this later. So really quick, while I'm still looking up the other thing about blood clots, chat brought up anti-diarrhea pills. Unfortunately, people were doing a bad thing with those, a bad drug-related thing. And at least in the United States, that became like a quasi controlled substance. And you used to be able to get like anti-diarrhea pills in bulk for almost nothing. And then it like multiplied by like a factor of 10 in price. And they cut the quantity down by a factor of 10, which sucks because if your stomach is really, really sick, you go through quite a bit of it. Because the max dosage for a day for anti-diarrhea pills is like basically the amount of a whole pack that you can buy. I don't think I bring that up in the bunker books, but I'm going to write that down really quick because that would be like a great thing that I definitely know about. Let's see, bunker book. It goes at the bottom of this one. Yeah, idiots screw crap for everybody. That's exactly right. Okay, hold on. Anti-diarrheal pills. So I don't know if this is legal or not. So in Minecraft, at least you used to still be able to buy actual complete bottles of diarrhea pills from online from various stores, but forget trying to find it more than a teeny tiny blister pack in person. But yeah, you should definitely have a lot of anti-diarrheal pills because the dosages, if you have a whole house full of people with like diarrhea, I mean like really, really bad diarrhea, which can kill you, make sure it's like the right kind and that you're not just sick with something else. But, a whole family can go through. I know it's over the counter. That's not the point. I'm talking about the tablets, which I was specific about, and B, like, yes, it's over the counter, but it doesn't matter because they like divided it by like a factor of 10 and then made it insanely more expensive. You used to be able to buy like bottles of 500 of them for a couple dollars, which was enough for a whole family for like a year. I think you're trying to say probiotics. Probiotics, you treat the intestines, not the symptoms. I think that's what you're trying to say. And yes, you definitely do want to treat your intestines, but you're going to need to treat the symptoms too if everybody is like so sick that they're basically passing out and you need to try to slow it down somehow. Charcoal, I think I talk about this in the book, but like don't just start eating charcoal or you'll die. B, if it's activated charcoal, you got to keep in mind it's going to nullify all of your meds for hours. So read the directions. I gotta go look up the blood clotting thing. That's gonna drive me nuts. All right, back to the show. Shout out Brave Search. Dang it. So the algorithms now, if you try to search for anything, lead you on just these wild goose chases and just distracting videos. And it's all like thinly veiled ads. And if you use a Brave Search seems to be the only one anymore that works. I couldn't find it in any of the other search engines, and then as soon as I typed it in Brave Search, I found it right away. So, obviously, antibacterial ointment, obviously aloe vera, honey, especially like Manuka honey, turmeric paste, obviously, but garlic. Garlic's the one that I always forget. It's it'll help your wound heal faster. I don't think you can like wound pack with garlic. I swear it was like maybe it's red pepper flakes. Maybe that's what it was. And then coconut oil, which is just coconut oil is just like good for wounds period. So maybe it was red pepper flakes. Let me look real quick. So I looked up cayenne pepper again. This website, cayennepepper.info, treating wounds with cayenne pepper. Among its many health benefits, cayenne pepper is also a great herb for the treating of wounds or lacerations. This may come as a bit of a surprise to many, but cayenne pepper is a multifaceted herb. Not only does it staunch the blood flow of a cut or laceration, but also disinfects the wound, as it possesses antifungal, antibacterial capabilities. This has been known for decades, blah, 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 blah. Novel antifungal compound for cayenne pepper, capsicum, antifungal activity. Cayenne pepper. How to use cayenne pepper in treating wounds. I've actually seen online where one company advised against putting cayenne in a wound due to the heat. Don't worry, blah, blah, blah. Simply place the cayenne pepper in the wound. It'll stop bleeding in 10-12 seconds. If the wound is severe, person's afflicted, drink 8 ounce glass. Oh, I've never heard of like putting a bunch of cayenne pepper in water and drinking it. Seems like a scary idea. Because remember, cayenne equalizes blood pressure. Oh. That has to do with... I don't understand how it said it thins your blood out, but then it says it's going to promote clotting. Well, anyway, at least I remembered. That it was cayenne pepper. I guess, again, do your own research. Do your own research. Forgot why I was talking about this. Ringo's playing with me now. He's done clawing me, and now he just wants to play. So I think that covered everything that I wanted to cover. Books. No, not books. Houses, fake jobs. Cyber attacks on the grid. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, I am gonna write like a little bit more. I'm gonna write a tinier bunker code. Ow! Damn it, Ringo. What is your problem? He's being really, really weird. He got me good that time. I'm gonna write a little bit more of an advanced book, bunker book. The teeny tiny one, but it's months and months and months away. If you're one of the 4 people listening to this later, then I appreciate you, and I'm still looking. I know a lot of people are scared about AI stuff. I'm still looking into trying to make like a localized AI. One of my many dreams and reasons for writing all this was to eventually throw it into an AI so people could like talk talk to like my information and like have it spit stuff out, but I don't want it a part of like the learning cloud. I want it like localized, so it's like just my stuff. But I don't have time to be like an AI engineer right now. But that's still a thing. Robot dogs, I think robot dogs are here, and they're here to stay, and we need to learn how to live with our robot dogs. I'm going to be writing more about that in Ghost Company 2, which I'm jotting down teeny tiny stuff for. I'm going to write down cayenne pepper really quick. So if you have any ideas for like a little like mini update side book to the bunker codes, yes, it's months away, but leave a comment. And I think that's everything. If I chased you all off, I'm sorry. But honestly, like, donating on these platforms, they take just giant chunks of money and they gatekeep how much you can cash out, and it's fun, but it doesn't actually help. Chad says, I don't like robot dogs. They don't love you like real ones. That's true, but real dogs can't carry around rocket launchers and cannons. And so if you're the type of person that wants to walk around with rocket launchers and cannons and stuff, you might need a robot dog. And who's going to keep the robot squirrels out of your yard if you don't have a robot dog? I'm going to be writing a lot of that into Ghost Company 2, which is going to in some it's going to revolve around drones a lot. Side note, I'm still really irritated that new RoboCop movie that came out a couple years ago, that really should have been a social commentary on drones, and they totally screwed it up. And Lily Boo, if you're out there listening, good luck on getting your titanium armor, your titanium porcupine armor. Robot dogs can eat robot squirrels, but you're right. Humans cannot eat robot squirrels. So, yes. It would be cool if we had like robot owls, like in, what's it? Forgetting the name of the movie all of a sudden. Not Jason and the Argonauts. Is that it? With the robot owl? I always thought the robot owl was really cool. Maybe it's more like a steampunk sort of an owl. I'm looking right at the damn thing. Why can't I remember what is it? Oh well. Anyway, robots. Get your robot owl today. Plus, like, how cool would it be, like, instead of having like those security cameras that like everybody's used to seeing, if you had like a robot owl to like watch for bad guys, because its head could like swivel around and like nobody could see it. That would be like the coolest, like, hidden perimeter, like, camera. Would like dressing it up like an owl, because its head could move around and its eyes could move around, and you'd like barely, if it was like matte painted and like camo, like you would never see it. Robot owls to catch your dinner, that'd be rad. I think owls are just one of the coolest creatures and they keep your mice cleaned up like no other. Who? I think I have like. I think in the bunker book, maybe it's in the hardbound. I have something about owls in the pet section. Oh yeah, and I want to say again, those of you that bought the hardbound bunker codes, I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it was a big surprise. Goats, pigs, sheep. Tell me that I don't have owls in here. Oh, bird types. Parrots, falcons, emus, crows, bats, owls. Ah, good. I think owls are just the coolest. Ah, thank you. Good. I'm glad you both liked it. I put goodies. I put goodies in there for you. I hope those were like nice surprises too. I think the quality turned out great. It is like everything that quality wise, it is everything that I hoped it would be. So, you needed those tools? Cool. Yeah. I speaking of like things to stock up on, every, that aren't sexy or cool, although those things are sexy and cool, so I don't care. Every time those multi-tools, Mylar blankets, can openers, every time those come on sale, I use like a huge portion of the money I make from like the books sales to just buy more multi-tools, blankets, and can openers when they're on sale. Because those three things, the prices of those swing wildly. Look at like Mylar blankets really. Oh no, let's look and see what the stainless steel ones. They haven't jumped up. Oh yeah, they have. They've doubled in price. Yeah, so those little like stainless steel multi-tools, those routinely like double in price. The can openers, yeah, you should, if you ever find those affordable anywhere, like 10 cents a piece or whatever, just ask them how many you can buy, because those things make amazing gifts. The stainless steel tools, every time I see those drop down in price, I grab more, because they're just a perfect gift. And then the Mylar blankets, which are like literal lifesavers. Yeah, these damn multi-tools have like doubled in price again. You have 5. You have 5. Well, if you have 5, you can give one to a buddy, or like if you have Altoid tins. The nice thing, I think the multi-tool. Yeah, the multi-tool fits in an Altoid tin, and the can opener fits in an Altoid tin, and then you can put a couple other goodies in there if you want, and then those two things are like a really good start to like a little Altoid tin, like bug out prepper deal, prepper thing. If I had tons and tons and tons of Altoid tins, I would be sending everybody one, but the place that I used to pick up my Altoid tins, I don't go there anymore. Or everybody would be getting their own Altoid tin too. But yeah, let's see. So, did the can openers? Can openers are still pretty much the same price. There is a place I could go get the can openers, but I just haven't been able to drive out there. So, but there's a lot of places where the damn can opener prices keep going up too. Mylar blanket, I would argue that Mylar blankets are like the worst price swing wise. They're like almost $1 a blanket right now, but like I've bought them for way less than that. Let's see. Yeah, although if you can get Mylar blankets for $1 a blanket, that's still good. Just don't ever get them for more than that. The hand crank beaters? The old hand... Oh, yeah! That's a good point. That's a good point. And yeah, like, we used to have, like, those secondhand, like, indoor garage sale things here where you could buy, like, the old, vintage kitchen stuff, like, before it was all made in China. And yeah, my dad had, like, whole sets of, like, vintage kitchen stuff back from, like, the 60s. It was still, like, brand new because it was all, like, freaking indestructible. And there's, like, hand crank, like, you know, the beaters like you were talking about, like, apple peelers, you know, that just, like, they machine tooled them to, like, last forever. So you could sit there and, you know, peel apples and can them and or dehydrate them. I think it's okay to can. Yeah, I think so. I think it's like safe to can apples. 2 cases of hot hands, hand warmers. Yes. So yeah, me too. The hot hands. Those are also really good for cold weather camping to like throw down at your feet. I keep cases of hot hands, and I keep cases of those like snappy ice packs. So like I get migraines sometimes, and those cold compresses, they make really nice, super affordable, like cold compresses now, and you can buy giant boxes of them for almost nothing. That's another, like, those things are freaking lifesavers, man. If you get migraines, hot hands expire and don't work. Oh no, I didn't know that. I hope the cold packs don't expire. But you know what doesn't expire? Cayenne pepper. 2 cases of glow sticks. Yeah, if you ever need glow sticks, go to the dollar store around Halloween, and then you can get enough glow sticks to last years. every Halloween. Halloween is just all around like a good time for like prepper stuff. Used to grab hot hands at the Goodwill. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, Halloween is like, in my opinion, like the best prepper. And then around Christmas, because those like those giant butter cookie tins, those like holiday tins, those are really good for like prepper stuff too. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now. We're just talking about prepper goodies. This might be the last one of these I do for quite a while. Unless anything pressing comes up, because the next month and a half are going to be insanely hectic for me. Hence why I wound down on all the writing and stuff. And so, yeah, rubber bands go bad too. So you gotta keep those in something so the light and the air don't disintegrate them. So everybody, please be rooting for me for like the next month and a half. I'm gonna be really busy. If anyone wants me to do another one of these, Please message me. I'm not going to be streaming very much, if at all, except maybe to just say hi to everybody. If you follow me on my Buy Me a Coffee, I'm still going to keep things going on there because it's much shorter form content. Oh, crayons, yeah. If you're going to the dollar store, get crayons because crayons are good bartering if you've got a bunch of kids running around trading and selling things. In my old subdivision, the Hispanic kid cabal ran around trading and selling food. Which it took me a while to figure out, but then I got it and I understood it, and then it was great and I miss it so much. And crayons, but also sidewalk chalk. And there is about 1 billion things that sidewalk chalk is good for. Not just paying the kids off so they don't destroy your house. Instead, they just mark up your sidewalk. Yeah, so that's it. And only do good things and watch out for sparklies and glowies and Fantastic Freddies, and don't get duped into doing anything stupid. And remember, we're all on the same side, and don't do anything crazy, and just mind your manners and stick to yourself and keep your community going. Focus on your community. Don't listen to anyone who's saying to do crazy stuff. And plaster Paris and food color. Oh, that just makes me want to just do so many crafts. Yeah, get candle stuff. Get soap stuff. Get things that are going to be useful no matter what, because I don't think this is the last. This is like the last reset, but I mean the next one's going to be the crash. So use this one to get squared away, and don't max out your credit cards. Anybody who says max out your credit cards, stay away. Stay away from those people. This is not the time to be making rash, life-changing decisions unless it's something that's really, really, really smart and strategic. Travel games are small and trade. So the cool thing is now, shoutouts to Milton Bradley. They've kind of like compartmentalized a lot of their games to be like in little tins now. They're like travel tins. Super cool. Highly recommend Battleship and Connect 4. But always remember, don't play Monopoly. Monopoly bad. Battleship good. Connect 4 good. Quiet games. Not games like Sorry or Boggle. Is it Boggle? No. What's the other game that's just like Sorry? I say this is why search is so useless. I go games like Sorry, and then it just pulls up Sorry. Oh, Trouble. That's the other one. Don't let the kids play Sorry. Don't let the kids play Trouble. Play like, or definitely not Aggravation. Play like a Candyland. Don't play Monopoly. You know, play quiet games where the kids aren't gonna be fighting. Don't play Twister unless you're with other consenting adults. Operation, hell yeah. If you can find a copy of Mousetrap, Operation's awesome, but it's loud. I put in Mousetrap and they're like these alligator chomper mousetrap things. Mousetrap is another one that's quiet. That's a freaking rad game. But yeah, like Crossfire is one of my favorite ones, but Crossfire's loud. Mousetrap is freaking amazing. So yeah, everybody hang in there. Yeah, check out. Sometimes you can find like Stratego is my favorite. You can sometimes find those at I always want to call it like Salvation Army. You know, you can find sometimes the old board games. Make sure all the pieces are there. Hungry Nanners. Yeah, Hungry Hippos is loud, just like Crossfire is. But I guess if you're way down in a bunker in the ground, then you can have like the louder ones. But if you have to be quiet, you know, don't play Sorry or Trouble. Play, you know, like Candyland, Connect 4, Battleship. Okay, alright. I'm rambling, and this has been really fun. I thought about, well, that's why I want to make my own card game. So if everyone wants me to keep trying to make my card game, I will. And I'll keep trying to work on my card game. So I appreciate all of you, and I will talk to you all later, and buy my books, and check me out on my Buy Me a Coffee, because that's where I'm going to be doing mini, just like I do every year, mini teeny tiny story updates, and it's going to be much later this year at the earliest. Yeah, card game. I already have almost all the artwork for it. I just need to start making them into cards. So yeah, follow me on Buy Me a Coffee, and because it's going to be little mini content until much later this year, because this is going to be a crazy spring and a crazy summer. So I appreciate all of you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.